everyone. I wanted to come online and give you guys a quick update because there's been a couple of things that have gone on with me this week. First off, I'll start off on Monday after I posted my update. I was really tired and kind of dizzy, and the dizziness got even more worse as the day progressed. And I went upstairs after my son William got up from a nap. And we were coming downstairs. I always go first so that because he's learning kind of how to be a big boy and walk down the stairs. So I kind of walk a little bit in front of him, holding his hand and stuff. And as I was walking down the stairs, I got extremely dizzy and I almost passed out. And I ended up falling down half to three-fourths of the flight of stairs onto the hard tile floor. So, of course, I started crying and then quickly realized, I have a 2-year-old, need to start laughing so he doesn't get scared. And so I ended up going into the emergency room to make sure everything was fine. They ended up drawing like 6 vials of blood. They ran an ACG that night too, which that came back at 776, which the previous Thursday it was at 109. So from Thursday to Monday, it did what it was supposed to do, so that was good. They also did a pelvic exam to look for any, if my cervix was opened or if there was any blood. That came back fine. I did leave the ER with a UTI, so I have, so I got diagnosed with that. I'm on an antibiotic for that, as well as cranberry juice. So it was really scary. They couldn't come to terms. They just say some pregnant women get dizzy. I was not anemic, my iron was good, everything came back good, so they just said just to take it easy. They did diagnose me with a threatened abortion because of the fact that I did fall, and they have to make a diagnosis for the insurance company. So the diagnosis was kind of scary, but I knew that everything was doing what it was supposed to do, and so I was supposed to go back this Thursday, which was yesterday, for a repeat ACG and progesterone. I am on progesterone supplements. I use suppositories. I use those twice a day. Got my ACG levels back this morning. It went to, hold on, I have to look on my computer real quick. My ACG went from 776 on Monday to 2,710, so 2,710. So it doubled in 36 hours from Monday, so that's awesome. And my progesterone came back at 33.8. So that was good news. But they wanted to do an ultrasound today to make sure that everything was going good, since I was spotting a little bit after I fell. It was just brown, and so I went in for an ultrasound today, and I'm not used to their ultrasound. Like, I'm not used to, because I live in a little bit bigger town than I did before, and before I had an ultrasound and a radiologist that worked in the same doctor's office as my OB, and so this one I actually go to a central ultrasound, fetal ultrasound center in the hospital where I'll give birth, and it has like 20 ultrasound rooms and like 10 non-stress test rooms, and it was just really kind of overwhelming in a little bit. So I went down there, and first off, I see this guy call my name. I've never had a male radiologist, and of course, I'm just like, okay, now I gotta suck it up that I have to have a vaginal ultrasound with the male, which I lost my dignity a long time ago with William, with my first, so it wasn't, it wasn't that uncomfortable. They did an abdominal one first, and they saw the gestational sac. It looked really small on the screen because of the fact that it was on my abdomen. And so that was good news that it wasn't an ectopic, which is always nerve-wracking because you don't know. And then he did end up with a vaginal ultrasound, and he asked the doctor to come in, which I'm not used to that either. I'm used to like the radiologist sending the report to the doctor and then the doctor getting back to you. And the fact that he came in the room, I'm like, oh no, this is bad news. If they're bringing the doctor in, they're going to tell me that that it's not a viable pregnancy, or they see bleeding or a cyst or a tumor. I'm thinking the worst case scenario here. And I'm just like, can you tell me what's going on? They're like, man, we'll talk to you when we're done. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting here trying not to freak out. Well, then they put the ultrasound back, and that's the thing. They have these monitors, they're right in front of you, like up on the wall, and So while they're doing your ultrasound, you can still watch. So I'm just like, okay, what if you don't see anything and you're sitting here like freaking out? So anyway, he pops it on the screen in front of me. I mean, I could tell they could see the gestational sac. It was measuring 6 by 6 by 6. There was no yolk sac yet. He thinks I'm measuring right around 4 to 5 weeks, nothing over 5 weeks, which I'm 5 weeks, 2 days already. And so he thinks that the yolk sac will be able to be visible in the next couple days. But the gestational sac looks nice and round and healthy, so that's good news that there's no deflation, or because they say with threatened miscarriages that the gestational sac will kind of look deflated, like a deflated balloon, and so that's an indicator that you're going to start miscarrying, or if you're in the process of miscarrying. So that was good news to hear. He said that your gestational sac increases 1 millimeter a day, and the fact that I'm at 6 millimeters, in order to actually see the fetal pole and the heartbeat, you need to be 20. So he's like, in 14 days we should be able to see that heartbeat and that fetal pole. And so I have an appointment scheduled actually the day of my first OB appointment. I actually go in at 9:40 to get my ultrasound done, and then hopefully it's amazing news and we see a flicker of the heartbeat on the screen, and then my first OB appointment's following that. So they want to see me in 2 weeks, which is good that they want to keep on me and make me feel good that everything's doing good. But oh, I was crying mess when I was in the ultrasound room because, you know, especially with the doctor, and I guess that's his policy. They just like the doctor being in there so that the doctor can tell you themselves instead of having to wait. So that's awesome. So I felt really comfortable in the fact that it's in the uterus and the baby is on time, you know, with where I should be. By the time I have my next ultrasound, my ACG should be way over in the 100,000s, the way that it's doubling now. And if it continues to double, I know once it hits over 10,000, your ACGs can slow down to 90, or to slow down to doubling time to 90 hours, which, you know, that's fine too. I just want to see a heartbeat. So that's kind of, I wanted to just give a quick update to let you know what was going on. When I did fall down the stairs, it's funny because I actually, like, I don't know if I broke this finger or not, and this one was swollen too, but these two fingers were really swollen, and they're like, did you hurt anything else when you fell down the stairs? And I was kind of like, no, because I was more wanting to focus on the baby and to make sure that the baby was okay. So I didn't even say anything about my hand, and then I woke up Tuesday morning and it was so swollen and I could barely type, and I'm like, oh great. But it's gotten a lot better now. I can move it and it doesn't hurt as bad, and its swellen's gone down and I can type, so that's good. So besides that, I'm extremely exhausted, and I had a wave of nausea hit me last night at like 2 in the morning. Has anyone ever experienced morning sickness and morning, like in the wee hours of morning? Because I woke up so nauseated at 2 a.m. I'm just like, ew. And then I kind of ended up having diarrhea, which I thought that was really weird. Sorry, TMI, but I guess, you know, if you're in the, you know, TTC or pregnancy world, there's a lot of TMI, but it was so weird. So I came downstairs and drank a little ginger ale, and I was able to go back to sleep. But I'm so dragging right now, and that's like my biggest complaint, my biggest symptom, besides some slight cramping, but kind of feels like round ligament pain, cramping, and my boobs have kind of hurt a little bit, but not a lot. Like I said, I'm just barely 5 weeks, and according to ultrasound, it could be possibly 4.5 weeks, and so it's still new, and I still have time to get the morning sickness and everything else, and I know it's coming because it's slowly starting to, you know, it's kind of teasing me a little bit, but just tired right now, as you can tell. And I apologize if my voice sounds a little quiet. I usually do my videos while my son naps. Sometimes I don't get to do it while he naps, but I prefer it so that he's not so intrigued with the computer and everything like that. But anyway, I wanted to also take this time to thank my new subscribers and thank some of you whose videos I watch on a daily basis for inspiration. I know Lucy's one of them. I was looking at a few others, and I still need to get better at names. But there's a woman, I forgot her name. I haven't seen a video from her in a while. She just gave birth like 3 or 4 weeks ago. She was trying to have a home VBAC and actually ended up having another C-section, which, because I'm looking at her for my VBAC inspiration, since that's what I'm attempting to do as well. But I'm at 10 minutes now. I did not think this video would take forever, so I'm going to go ahead and draw it to a close, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll probably stick with my same update at 5 weeks, 5 days on Monday. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!